Donna.
Welcome to Amaryllis. Rick's been expecting you. He's back in the studio.
Thanks so much.
Sure.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Good to see
nice
you.
seeing you.
So glad you could come by today.
So tell me about Amaryllis and how did you get into the business?
Well, Amaryllis is just celebrated, actually its 22nd year yesterday. I started to work in a small flower shop, and from that shop I started Amaryllis, and we started the event world. So it's been kind of a growing process for the last 20 years.
Growing.
So
how does the client start off when they come into the showroom?
Well, the client will first call Amaryllis. They'll set up an appointment, they'll come in, and then we take them upstairs to our conference room and we start to talk about their concept. So if you'd like to go upstairs, I'd be more than happy to show you where it all begins.
Okay. Your team does amazing work. I noticed that when I walked in, the beautiful flower arrangements. Do you create the design or does the client create the design?
The client comes to Amaryllis with a concept.
Okay, so does a client ever come in and have clueless of what they want, and they just like, oh, I don't know what I want?
We do get a few clients that are like that, where they come to us to sort of help spearhead the whole look and what we think will be best for the space that they've chosen.
Now, your over-the-top events, you have certain types of flowers that you use. Now, what are the most popular, and how do you variate the themes of each event so it won't look the same?
As far as varying the theme, I think a lot of that comes from the client, what the client wants. If it's in a museum or in an airplane hangar, or outside, so it dictates whether it's a more modern look or a more traditional look or a more garden look.
Now, an over-the-top event, how long does it actually take for you to actually plan it?
Most over-the-top events that we do are usually a year or a year and a half in the planning.
I mean, it can't be like next week I call you and say, oh, I need like 5,000 flowers from Holland.
Well, if a client were to call today and say, they decided to get married this weekend and we want to, sure, we could do that.
For a special fee, of course.
For a special fee, of course.
Now, what is the minimum price range for something exotic and over the top?
For decor, we're probably looking anywhere from, $90,000 to $100,000.
Okay.
It's not only the flowers, but it's the tablecloths, it's the chairs, it's the lighting, it's any specialty hand-painted dance floors. So it's a lot of elements that go into each event.
Or do you have any great events you can show me examples of?
We do. I have quite a few things we can show you. So with this wedding, it wasn't, again, not only about flowers, but it was the overall decor. We hung 200 of these glass votive candles in the ceiling to give it that sort of sparkly, romantic feel. The table linens are all custom. They're beaded. The crystal chairs we brought in to sort of give it a little nod to the modern feel, but also because of the number of people, which the guest count was about 300.
And how long did it take to set that up?
Well, funny you should ask. This wedding actually should have taken probably a day and a half setup, but there was actually a business meeting in this room in the morning. We came in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to start setting up for a wedding that started at 7.
Oh.
So it was sort of a mad little dash with all the vendors in, trying to get everything done and set up before the 7 o'clock call time.
So how many people do you bring in for an event like this?
On an event like this, we were probably looking at 40 people working on this wedding. This wedding took place in January. They want a more wintry look, more like a garden sort of feel. So this was the ceremony, which we created these 15-foot trees. These are all custom made with the branches that are all screwed onto these natural tree trunks.
So with the screwed in stems, you're creating an illusion of branches.
Yeah, a lot of what we do is an illusion. I mean, we're taking a blank canvas and we're creating a theme. So whether it's like Central Park or the other one where it was more just this big over-the-top garden, again, that's what we do. We create these big illusions for people.
That's great.
So we look at it, if I was a guest, I would leave your party feeling happy, satisfied, full, everything you can imagine. And I could walk out and go, wow, that was a great party.
The goal is exceeding someone's expectations.
Exactly.
Not give them the minimal. I mean, because anybody could do that.
You could do that. I mean, this is what we specialize in is creating those over the top, beautiful parties where you're catering to every whim of your guest, whether it's their cocktail, whether it's their comfort of seating, whether it's their choice in music. We just want them to walk away with this great experience.
Thanks, Rick, for being on Donna's World.
Thank you. I'm so glad you could come by and I could share some of our inside of what happens here at Amaryllis.
Well, you exceeded my expectations.
I hope to see you soon.
You will. Hi, Kareem. I'm with Kareem of Kareem's Bridal.
Hi, how are you?
This is a beautiful gown.
Yeah, it is. This is by Carolina Herrera. What we feel for the wedding for Kate and William is we feel for the ceremony gown, we were thinking that she was going to wear something a little bit more on a fuller feel, kind of in the traditional, yet a little bit of that fashion twist. They're calling for, right now with the rumors, they're calling for Alexander McQueen to be doing the gown. So what we feel with the layer of it, we feel like she's going to kind of do something as a soft, intricate detail. And with this gown right here, you've got the hand painting kind of cascading down underneath the lace. And this is not real lace because this part right here, this is all origami made out of silk taffeta. So to give it a little bit of a twist, with Kate's dress, we feel like she's going to kind of layer the top feel of it with something of a more re-embroidered lace, kind of giving it a 3D effect without using lace to give it that old traditional feel. With the veil, obviously the veil needs to be something that's extreme and dramatic. This one itself is all hand painted, and you've got your organza little detail flowers on it, and it cascades past the dress to give it more of that beautiful ending to the gown.
So what do we have here?
So this is our take on what the reception dress would be. It's a soft V-neck cut, which she always likes to wear, a little bit more tapered to the body. With this one, you've got a little bit of silk chiffon and a little mixture of silk taffeta to kind of give it a different depth than the gown itself. Up at the top, we put a little bit of a bird cage, which she always likes to wear those fun hats when she goes outside, so maybe something with a little bit of feathers and netting over her eyes.
Thanks so much for letting us come and see these beautiful gowns you have here.
Well, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you.
So Amal, could you explain exactly the details of the event?
Certainly. To make our couple's dream come true, we are also going to be offering a customized royal-themed wedding menus that will be, of course, proposed by our executive chef, as I mentioned, David Sears. Here we have a table set up for an afternoon tea, which again, part of this royal experience is to bring some of the customs and some of the traditions that are part of the royal wedding celebrations. So you have here a selection of tea sandwiches with some sweets and of course scones, which is again a tradition for afternoon teas. So this is part of one of the touches, and again, these are all special, unique touches that will bring to life some of the dreams and some of the vision that our couples have, and it can be all tailored accordingly.
Very beautiful. Hi, I'm with Daniel Mangione of the Ritz-Carlton. How are you doing?
Good, how are you? I was asked to create a wedding cake to what I thought the royal wedding would be having at their event. So I created a 7-tier round wedding cake. We have different textures, different features on this. We have some gemstones, some rhines, freehand piping. We've actually elevated the top tier a little bit to bring a little more movement to it. But definitely something I feel would be served at the royal wedding.
That's beautiful. And what does it consist of?
Well, inside we have a traditional British fruitcake.
Okay.
So it's definitely keeping with the tradition of the British fruitcake.
Now, how long did it take to make the cake?
This cake was about 3 days. First day we bake it, make sure everything is good with the flavor. Second day we cover it in the fondant, and the third day we do all of the intricate piping, decorations, and textures. I welcome all brides to come in and speak with me one-to-one. We can review their cake wants and go over ideas that we have, make drawings, share pictures, stuff like this.
Now, the cost of something like that would be?
I would say this cake would be around $15,000.
So thanks so much.
Absolutely, thank you.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
So here we have a beautiful display of Dom Pérignon, which who doesn't know Dom Pérignon? Definitely, when you're talking about a royal wedding celebration, and when we make reference here at the Ritz-Carlton of this experience, we always think of luxury and over the top and personalized, again, experience. So this is again a touch that we are offering our brides, which can be also customized with their own potentially initials if they would like that on, and the date of their wedding on it. So that's one initiative that we'd like to hopefully bring to our brides.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Custom. I love it.
And also part of the offerings that we are extending to our couples is a honeymoon package to a destination of their choice, being at a Ritz-Carlton property. So these are all very, very exciting personalized touches that we're happy to offer our couples, and we are looking forward to hopefully some weddings that will be excited to have this.
It sounds beautiful. I had a wonderful time this week at the Ritz-Carlton. Being here on the tour made me feel like royalty. Any bride and groom who gets this package will definitely be in for a spectacular treat. My name is Donna Briggs, and this is another spectacular week of Donna's World. See you soon. Bye.
You didn't get too excited enough there.
You're making it easy.
This place is fabulous.
Okay.